What's up everyone, I'm Sofiya Pasternack. I'm an author and a psychotherapist, and this channel is all about where the two come together. Also, you can come along with me on my author journey if that's what you're into. If you're new here, subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any new videos. And if you like this video, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up so that I can make more like it in the future. Today I'm doing the WIP or work in progress tag. So if you've got a really cool work in progress that you're working on, leave it down in the comments so that the rest of us can know about it and cheer you on. Question 1. What is the working title of your work in progress? So I'm either amazing with titles for my stuff or I am terrible with titles for my stuff. And in this case, I'm kind of having a tough time with my title. So right now, the working title is Death Loves Baklava, which makes sense in the context of the story, but sounds kind of ridiculous as I say it. But hey, that's the working title. Will definitely change. Question 2. Where did the idea for your book come from? It came from a couple of different places. I guess the pitch for it, hold on, let me make sure that's not a question down the line. So the ones, okay, I'll wait to pitch it because that's kind of a future question on this list. The idea for the book came from actually doing research for a different book. My book that's actually published took place in a time period, and doing research for that particular time period, I came across a really cool society that doesn't exist anymore, went extinct back in the 10th century, but I was fascinated by it, and I really wanted to include more of it in that book, but it just wasn't the book to put them into. So I thought, you know, I've got to make a book entirely for them. And so that's what this is, coupled with Jewish folklore. Question 3, what genre is my WIP? It is fantasy, historical fantasy. That's basically it. And it'll be middle grade, most likely, possibly like young adult. I think my character right now is 12. So that's like the higher end of middle grade, the very, very lowest end of young adults. Oh, question 4. Choose actors for my movie rendition. Man, I don't know who would act it. I know who I want to be in this movie, like if this book ever gets turned into a movie. Well, I know one actor. Tom Holland has to voice the dragon. That's my only request. I don't care if the rest of it is done with sock puppets in order to get the budget for Tom Holland, but that's who I want. So I would have to say I probably wouldn't mind Tom Holland to be in this movie. I don't know who he would be because nobody really, I think, is appropriate for him. Death would be played by a particular actor, but I think that me saying that would be a little bit of a spoiler, so I won't. I don't know. That's not how I write. Half the time I don't even really know what my characters look like for sure, because to me that's not the most important part of my stories. So this is the pitch. So question 5, what is the one sentence synopsis of your WIP? Which is just, that's what a pitch is. So the pitch would be 12-year-old Jewish girl in, let's see, what is it, the 9th century, must outwit death and team up with a demon to save her brother's life from leprosy. So that's the pitch. Question 6, will your book be self-pubbed or trad-pubbed? And I kind of talked about this in a previous video. I'm traditionally published right now, and I don't think that I have the chops to be self-published. I'm not very good at marketing, I'm not very good at publicity, so I'll probably always be traditionally published just because I don't really know how to do all of this stuff that traditionally published authors have to do. Like, they get props for all the work that they do. And that's just, I don't have the time for it, and I also don't have like the know-how for it. So traditionally published, hopefully. Question 7, how long did it take me to write my first draft? I don't know. It's still in progress. I'm gosh, 5,000 words in, and it's been a couple of weeks. So I don't know. This one's kind of giving me some trouble because I'm still kind of looking for my main character's voice and her personality. So once I figure that out, things will probably go a lot faster. I'm usually a pretty fast drafter, so I can draft an entire novel in a month or less. But right now I'm still figuring out who my characters are, and so it's taking me a minute. Question 8. What other books would I compare this story to? I could compare it to the one I already wrote, to Anya and the Dragon, just because it's a very similar time period. It's a very similar area, and I am myself, and so the writing style is probably going to be very similar. Other than that, let's see. It's a story about death, actually being a character and not necessarily being a big scary character. So I'm not totally sure. I haven't read a ton of stories that have death as kind of like just a dude hanging out. Maybe The Book Thief, because death in that is the narrator and kind of more of somebody you can empathize with. But yeah, I don't really know. My own books. That's a really bad comp. Sorry. Question 9. Who or what inspired me to write this book? I really enjoyed learning about this particular kingdom when I was researching my other book. And so that was kind of the inspiration, was I really want to more people to know about them. Also, with the death angle, and the reason why death kind of goes the way that it does in this book is that I was an ICU nurse for a long time, and I specialized in neurotrauma and shock. So I was with a lot of people as they died, and death is so complex and scary and peaceful and all these different things, and I think that demystifying kind of the feelings and the process around death is really important for people. Any hospice nurses out there watching this will definitely know that's the truth. So I do write about death a lot in my books, as kind of a way for me to work through the things that I've experienced, and then also maybe to help other people with what they're going through. Question 10. What else about my WIP would pique a reader's interest? What I've already kind of talked about, if you're interested in historical fantasy, if you're interested in Jewish folklore, if you're interested in death having a sweet tooth, if you're interested in the history of leprosy, then that's all kind of in this book. And if you liked my previous books, then I would assume you would probably like this one too, because it's very similar. So those things might pique a reader's interest about it. Alright, that is the WIP work in progress tag, and I will link the original, the creator of that tag down below, because I'm really bad and I don't remember who it is right now as I'm filming. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up so that I know to make more, and subscribe if you want to be the first to see when my new videos come out. Also, on my website, I have a newsletter sign up, and if you sign up for that newsletter, you get to know all about kind of things that I don't necessarily put all over my social media. Like, I share bread recipes and my favorite goats and new stuff that's going on with my works and my books, etc. So if you're just interested in getting to know me a little bit more, sign up for that newsletter, because that's where stuff goes first. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day.